got beautiful meat there. Everything is just great. We're going to go ahead and cut the head off now. I'll show you how to cut that head off. And it's very easy to do. You turn your fish around like this, and you see where you rung it up, what I call ringing them. You came up to here. And what they got is they got a bone right here. If you can get like so. If you cut it straight down here, you lose quite a bit of meat right here. So we were trying to maximize the meat, especially at the fish market, because that's where, you know, that's meat is money. And just grab the head and bend down like so, and then just pull it right off. Just like that. And then just take and put your knife in the vent, or the anus, and just go ahead and cut it. Don't cut it too deep, just like so. And then just clean it very carefully like so. Then you get down there, you just take and scrape it right on out. And you have a nice fish, just all cleaned out. You just wash it out, ready to go. Now, if you don't like fighting bones, just go ahead and cut these fins off. These bottom fins like so. That way when you get into your cooking mode, and you won't have to fight those fins. Another thing I do is if I'm cooking them this way, is I'll get rid of this fin right here. What I don't want is I don't want these little bones up there when I eat it. And if you overcook your fish, that'll come apart on you and you might end up with those little bones. Now we used to like to eat the fins when I was a kid. Now you cut up there far enough like so. Then you grab that fin like this with your knife or with your pliers and just pull it right on out. And that way you end up with that fin just like that. Now another thing you can do is if you don't like crispy tails, just go ahead and cut your tail off. Very easy to do. Just like that. And you've got a nice, cut off this little adipose fin, it's all fat. Anyway, you've got a nice fish for the frying pan. Just flour it, cornmeal flour, whatever, put it in the frying pan, comes out beautiful. Sometimes I think fish tastes better with the bone in it, catfish, but that's my own personal opinion. Anyway, that's the way I do that. Me and my brothers, we skinned, I don't know, probably hundreds of thousands of pounds of catfish on the 1 to 2 pound size. Anyway, we got that done. We're going to put that in a bowl. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go after these other fish. And what we're going to do is we're going to fillet one with a knife, hand knife. I'm going to move these innards from over here. We're going to put the first one with a hand fillet knife. And that's the way a lot of people do catfish now. They fillet them out. It can be a little bit tricky because you got the rib cage, you got this backbone, you got all kinds of things going on here. What you want to do is you want to make sure you get most of the meat off of it. So, there's a few basic cuts you got to do. One of them I do is I cut all the way around just like you do when you're ringing, only cut deep. You want to cut real deep, get through the meat and the muscle. Just like so. See how I went around there? And then just what we're going to do is we're going to save that belly meat, because that belly meat is some of the best meat there is. Most people don't like it because you got like a little silver skin in there that doesn't taste very good when you cook it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this guy ready for filleting. Now this is one of my methods of filleting. I'm sure there's several more. What I do, this is how I do it from the start. I'll go ahead and I come down along the edge of the ribs right here. Right like so. That's going to be one of my first cuts on both sides of the fish, just like that. And then I'm going to go up here, right along the fin there. And what that does is that lets me right up on top the backbone, right here, and get most of the meat away from there. And what I'll do is I'll put my knife right on through there. See how that comes through the back there? And then I'll take and I'll ride that all the way down, just like so. I'm kind of working backwards here. because I want to show you just exactly what I did. I stuck my knife, I made the ring cut here, okay? I made this cut here down the belly. Then I made this cut right up along this fin here. And what that does is that keeps me on top of that backbone area here. If you go under there, then you're going to waste a lot of meat. And then when you get that, just put your knife all the way through and just bring her down, just like that. And now, you just switch gears here, or hands, and what you do is you just follow that right back up this way. Just like so. And you'll come to, right by this fin, there's a bone that goes out like this. And all you have to do is just go around that, just like so. And you'll end up with a beautiful piece of meat. And then what you do is you just kind of fillet that down on top of the ribs, just like so. I know it's not hard. I'm just making it look hard because of the way I've got to do this for film. But yeah, anyway, you see that? How that comes off of there? And you're going to end up with just a beautiful, beautiful piece of meat. And that'll go right into that first cut that we made right there. Okay, I'm going to turn this fish around and show you just what we got. Okay? We made a ring around this fish right here. We made this cut here down the top, where the ribs kind of end right here, down to the rear end. We stuck our knife in, brought it down this way. That broke loose this whole back end. And then we turned it around and we went right here, down along that backbone, and just kind of filleted that right off of there. Now, what we do is we'll go ahead and we'll get one fillet off. Now what I normally do is you normally get all the fillets off, and we get it sitting here real nice and pretty, and I'll show you. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of, grab just a little bit like so. You want to get right under the meat right here. And then what you do is you just take your knife and just run it right on up. The sharper your fillet knife, the better. And I'll show you this here. Just pull that skin, and that skin comes off in one piece. And you've got a beautiful fillet just like this. Now, a fish this size, you always end up with some fat right along in here. See this dark stuff? That's fat. That can give a bad taste to it. So what we do is we take our knife and just cut it at an angle, just like so, down toward the middle of that fish. You see how I got that fat out of there? Just like so. We'll turn it around. We'll do the same thing. Because that fat can get a little rancid when you cook it. I'll get that fat off, just like so. And there we go. We got see all that fat that come out of there? If you used to cook that up, that'd give it kind of a bad taste. So what I do now on these fish fillets, I'll just go ahead and cut them up, like chunk size them, just like so. And you end up with just a good amount of fish. Put it in your bowl. We end up with nice fish. Okay, now what we're going to do